Okay, here's the deal. I am exhausted. I have 1,000 projects that I want to get to. This is the quarterly I want to make videos video, so here we go. Videos are super time consuming, and I would love to make them, but I don't have that much time in a day with the 30 other things I also try to cram into a day. I'm not special in any way. There are more talented, more creative people doing more than I am, and that's okay. And I'm not comparing myself to them. Everybody's journey is unique and their own. It's just like a bit of a spinning plates thing. And so it's a matter of finding time to put into the projects I want to do. So, unfortunately, making videos has not been optimal for my workflow. Ugh, buzzwords. Um, Luckily, I work from home for my day job, so I can spend my lunch break and like other breaks to put in little bits of time on my projects. But also, trying money being tight as it is for everybody or most people. I think, I know and I think this is not an uncommon response to the way things are right now. Um, that constant money worry drains so much energy from you. And for me, it drains that productive energy. It either drives me to push myself too far too fast, or it sucks the life out of me temporarily for a few days at a time. And there's like no in between. And I'm trying to build better habits for myself so that it doesn't have to be all or nothing, quite literally all or nothing in that regard. So just like letting myself work on a project 10 minutes at a time. Because that's 10 more minutes than I would normally do if I just like fuck off entirely. So there's that. Learning to do that. Letting myself, pardon me, letting myself know that that's okay to do. It's about the end goals of accomplishing these projects. And part of the problem is that these are multiple projects I'm working on for myself, all come together for a larger goal that I can't show off yet. I want to start tabling at pop-up shops locally and arts and crafts fairs and conventions eventually again, and my hope is to start is to re-debut my work by the fall. Have a table at one of these weekend shows in town and debut my work there. But it's a lot of making work now on less than a shoestring budget, building up my work so that I have enough to take and display and show off and hopefully find homes for. So it's a lot of what amounts to spec work for myself. And that is a frightening prospect, to do a bunch of work you're not sure is going to find its next home or be appreciated in any way. I just finished my first book. It's a 24-page zine. It's a world-setting guide for a fantasy role-playing world that I've been developing over the past decade plus. And I decided to finally start self-publishing, literally like DIY zine style. 24 pages, black and white, printed at Kinko's. I saddle staple the whole thing. I trim the edges down and corner cut the pages so that they're rounded and nice. I've done all the writing. I minus a couple guest pieces in the book. I do all the art. It's completely self-published, and I love it. And I'm already outlining the second one, and I have a roadmap for how I want to do these going forward, and a bunch of other side pieces of fantasy-themed art that I encompass all in the same brand that I've been developing, again, for the past 10 years or so now, of just like little ideas here and there, and kind of sitting on ideas and shelving things, and a lot of back burners over the years. And I finally wanted to start doing something with it, and then after the craziness that was last year, and I decided like there's no time like the present, because it's literally all we have, and I know that. Yeah, so I just started doing everything. I started the sticker club just on impulse. I wanted to do it, so I started doing it. I wanted to make a book, so I started making a book. I want to, I have a bunch of miniatures that I saved from what would be a trash heap. I'm painting them up. I'm going to resell them as, artist painted miniatures, rescued heroes. And I want to find, people love painted miniatures, especially in the gaming space, and the audiences that I want to try to find purchase with. It's just a lot. There's a lot to do in a day, and there's only so much time, and there's only so much energy. And I go back and forth between feeling like this whole new lease since last year, but then also feeling fucking exhausted from the world that we live in. And that's okay. And I try to give myself that space. I feel like if you lean into a bad day and just let yourself have a bad day, if you can, then for me, it helps prevent burnout to just have the bad day. Just walk away for the day. You don't have to push through all the time. If you're close to a deadline, yes. But you don't have to burn out trying to get your own shit done, especially. Take the time you need to take to do it. I guess that's what the point of this video is to remind myself, even if I make one video a year or 2 videos a year, just to check in with myself, and maybe somebody sees it and gets something out of it. That's super cool. I don't know. There's 1,000 things I want to do. There's 1,000 things I've started, and I kind of work on them all simultaneously, and I know they'll get done eventually. And that's great. That's beautiful. Just be happy that you've got the time you got to make the things you get to make. Make things you like making, and the rest will fall into place. Okay, I don't know where else to go with this, but it's just a little check-in, I guess mostly with myself, but if somebody out there sees this, and if you get something from it as well, or it's reassuring, or you feel maybe not so alone in these thoughts, if you're having similar thoughts, just know that you're not alone, and just keep making things, man. Just keep making things.